Hi, I'm stand-up comedian Paul Scoble. Recently, a lot of people have been using a new system to organise their homes and reduce clutter. The new system has been developed and popularised by Marie Kondo and revolves around only keeping hold of objects that spark joy. It seems to be a great way to rationalise your life and to only keep hold of objects that genuinely mean something to you. But this system is biased against certain people. What if you're not really into joy? How are you supposed to organise your life if you are joyless and dead inside? Being joyless and dead inside myself, this is a problem that's bothered me for a while. So I've come up with my own system that revolves around only keeping objects that make you yearn for revenge. It isn't surprising that I've come up with a system based around revenge. I come from a fairly revengey family. We've never been that far from a feud, so some of the objects that make me yearn for revenge are family heirlooms. Take this for example. This carving knife was owned by my great-uncle Archie, who stole it from Tsar Nicholas II, the focus of his revenge. Great-uncle Archie was in the Royal Navy and was serving in Russia. He got into an altercation with the Tsar when the Tsar's motorcade splashed him with mud as it was passing him. Great-uncle Archie was on day 2 of a 3-day leave and was in no mood to allow this slight. So he tracked the Tsar's motorcade to the Winter Palace, broke in and was in the process of drinking one of the Tsar's bottles of cognac when he ran into Tsar Nicholas, who was himself looking for a late-night drink. Great-uncle Archie recognised the Tsar, grabbed the nearest thing that could be used as a weapon and used this knife to enact his revenge. As Great-uncle Archie was leaving the Winter Palace, he passed a group of Bolsheviks. "Are you well, comrade?" cried one of the Bolsheviks. "Well," cried back my great-uncle, "I've just murdered the Tsar. Of course I'm well." At this, the Bolsheviks got really excited and started running round shouting about revolution. The other family heirloom that reminds me to yearn for revenge is rather more grisly. This arm and these 3 fingers are the only known mortal remains of my great-great-grandfather, Mad Jack Mackintosh. Mad Jack found himself in a feud with the Aberdeen Railway Company in 1867 when they built Aberdeen Railway Station on Guild Street. In the process, they demolished Mad Jack's favourite watering hole, the Butchered Sassenach. Sadly, Mad Jack's revenge was never realised. He attempted to embarrass the Aberdeen Railway Company by attacking the first express train to arrive at Aberdeen Station. Mad Jack was last seen running up the track towards the 842 from King's Cross as it approached Aberdeen Station with a claymore grasped in both hands. These are Mad Jack's only mortal remains, and my family has kept them as heirlooms to remind us to always take our revenge no matter what. Those are some familial possessions that remind me to always yearn for revenge. Here are some objects from my own life that also make me yearn for revenge. Some of them are practical, like my camcorder, my notebook, my torch, or my sat-nav. These are all things that I use to do reconnaissance for revenge. Sometimes you have to do proper research. After all, if Mad Jack Mackintosh had researched steam trains, he would have realised that attacking the people behind the Aberdeen Railway Company was a far better idea than trying to kill an actual train. Some of the things that I have kept as they remind me to yearn for revenge are more personal. Take this glue spreader from primary school, for example. This reminds me of my first successful attempt at getting even. My primary nemesis, Timmy, was always looking for ways to upset me. Calling me names, tripping me over when we were playing football, telling the other children that I had fleas. On this fateful day, he decided that PVA glue would be his means to assault me. He took this glue spreader and deposited a large amount of glue in my hair. For the first time in my life, I felt the hot, angry malevolence of yearning for revenge. I remembered the lessons my parents had taught me about revenge being best served cold, and I waited till playtime. At playtime, I pushed him over into a puddle. Now that might seem quite minor for an adult's revenge, but pushing my nemesis over into a puddle was about as good as a 5-year-old's revenge can be. This also reminds me to yearn for revenge. This is my list of people to revenge myself on. I started it with little Timmy way back in primary school, and as you can see, I've been keeping it updated ever since. Sometimes yearning for revenge is more of an abstract concept. For example, my toothpaste and toothbrush remind me that I didn't listen to my parents when I was a child and they told me to brush my teeth twice a day. I lied and avoided brushing, despite my parents telling me that I would have bad problems with my teeth when I was an adult. I have had bad dental problems, lots of pain, and I've spent lots and lots of time at the dentist as I've become a walking Pam Ayres poem. So every time I see my toothbrush and my toothpaste, it reminds me to take revenge on myself for being so stupid. Luckily, I've developed clinical depression and anxiety, and that has ruined my life and allows me to take revenge on myself every single day. So, that's my system based on yearning for revenge. It might seem a little strange to some people, but if you're going to have a system that allows you to keep hold of lots of tat, revenge is as good a reason as anything else. Thanks so much for watching. Next week I'll be explaining how to organise your home based on your spiteful jealousy of people who have achieved more than you in life despite being younger than you. Goodbye!